Reality hit Bob and Teresa Sullivan when they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and had a sheriff's sale in the early 1980s. One of Teresa's brothers bought the home place, allowing Bob and Teresa to stay there until retirement.
Even in the bankruptcy, we were, by law, we were entitled to 40 acres, so they come out and measured off 40 acres, and that there's no way to make a living on 40 acres and all the buildings, and so we learned to be poor for that way. So we're getting by, and we're just still poor folks, but we're okay.
Today, 4 of the Sullivan sons farm full-time.
For me, I've dragged my feet. I could not pack. I could not get ready. I postponed it and postponed it and postponed it.
The Hagedorn family decided on a different path when they filed for bankruptcy. Their home had been in the family for generations, but they knew if they tried to hold on to it, they might lose all of their land. The bank took it back for secured debt. Leaving the home place wasn't easy.
Finally, Dean got all his buddies to come, and they came into my home and they moved me out in 2 hours, lock, stock, and barrel, and into a rental property in town. Took us 6 months to find his ties. They were in the electric frying pan, not where anybody would normally look for them. Emotionally, it was really traumatic. That night, as we lay sleeping in our new house, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I felt like I was almost like in a altered universe, because the moonrise was on the wrong side of the room. And for just a moment, I didn't know where I was. Dean, there was a picture of him that I'll never forget. It was on the cover of, I think, the Des Moines Register. And it's just heart-wrenching. I can't look at it to this day. He was really sad. He'd been raised there. That was his home from the time he was a little boy. So it had a different meaning for him than it did for me. I loved the place. It was my heart's home, and I'll get teary. But I didn't have the burden of unmet expectations, of disappointing family and friends. That's got to be really burdensome.
That was devastating for me. The day we moved to Spencer and moved to a rental house is a day that I don't want to relive. We're out of there and into the new place in a matter of one day, but it was something that I couldn't delay. It was something I couldn't spend 2 weeks doing. I had to get it done and out of here and over with and gone. That was what had to happen, and for me it had to happen quickly and be done and move on and go from there. But when the trucks were all gone, Kay and the kids were gone, and the house was totally empty, and I was sitting in there, it's a time I won't forget. I felt those feelings of failing.
All the lightning bugs to cover underneath the leaves of corn. I was out on the front porch like always, riding out the storm. Maybe you're deep in some dream right now that would leave you feeling safe and warm. It's a far cry from freedom, but it kind of feels like being reborn. And you shed your skin like a king snake out in an Iowa field. Washing your hands in the porcelain basin, your plan was to finally heal. You were prepared to be taken by storm, or set so far back on your heels. But that's alright, this too shall pass, no matter how bad it feels.
December 7th, 1985, our net worth in 2 years has dropped from 34% to -0. Incredible. We are stone cold broke.